It helped me in my career when I used to work at a 9 to 5 corporate job, which I have nothing against because I that's how I got here. But like when I was working like that, it was one way to do things. It made me successful. Grind hard, work really hard, you get results. But trading's not like that. Trading's very flexible. It's very artsy. You got to be flexible. You got to be fluid. You got to be adapt. Welcome back to Be the Trader, everyone. Thank you for being here. I want to talk about an idea that I have been dealing with myself, especially for the month of March. Every month I've been working on sizing up my positions. If I do well one month, I review it, see what I can do better, focus on that. And if I deserve it, if I earned it, then I'll increase my size the next month. But in March, I kind of hit a wall. And it's because I kind of gotten the idea of more so of trying to get big size on every position. Because I'm like, you know what, my size is getting better, but what I need to work on, what I thought I needed to work on after reviewing the months prior is like, man, I'm not getting big position sizes on every position. I could, if I did, quote unquote, could you imagine what my profits would be? Could you imagine how big of a change it would have resulted in? I could, which is why I probably thought, I know the solution. Let me size into everything and make sure that I can take advantage of this because I can trade well, right? I'm trading well. Things are doing well. So why not just size into everything? And I think I laugh at this because I'm laughing at myself because now I know that that's not the right thing to do. Or maybe not for me. Maybe for you it is. But a lot of traders that I interview, I hear them say, yeah, I just wait for the right opportunity to then size in. Or they say, yeah, you'll see them post on Twitter or post somewhere that they've been trading every day. But then occasionally they'll say like, man, I really nailed this one. Or I really was able to take size. Or you'll see that in other YouTube videos from other traders that they'll say, man, I was able to finally size in on this type of play. Or this is the type of play I like to size in on. And that doesn't really stick out. I mean, it never really stuck out to me personally until now, because I thought I need to size into every play. And that's what I did this month in March. When I took a position, I took the position with the intent of going into my full position size. Now, that means like my new size level. And with that being said, a couple of things happen. Sometimes it would make me uncomfortable for sure. That happened a lot. Like, because maybe there's some plays that were not the picture perfect play, but they were good setups. And you're probably scratching your head like, well, why are you taking it? You should only trade good setups. And yes, I understand that. And I don't want to, I'm not saying they weren't good setups. I'm saying they weren't perfect setups. Like they were grade A. I think there's like grade A setups, Bs, and then A plus, right? I try to stay away from Cs. There's a lot of Bs. Almost every day you'll find a B setup. And probably one A setup, and it might not be like an A plus, but it's an A setup. And so I'll be placing these B setup trades and they do well. I have a high win percentage. They tend to work out in my favor. But when I size into every play, I start to find that since I know they're not perfect, in the back of my mind, there's something that knew that I would get antsy. I would get worried. And I wouldn't either stick with my plan and I'd cut it too soon and take an unnecessary loss, or I just be wrong. And it would really mess up my day because I take a couple of B setups and be wrong, and I could hit my max loss much quicker. And in fact, I hit my max loss like 2 or 3 times this month. And that was a couple of things I could talk about on that. Hopefully I can get back to that topic because I don't want to lose track here. But when I sized in on every play on B setup, that's what would happen. And I would just tell myself, no, let me, if I just size up on everything, eventually this will pan out. But instead, for me, maybe it just happens to me, those losses start to affect me. And so I would do what I think is right. Like if I hit a max loss, I'm not going to size in the next day. I'm going to downsize and take it steady and hit some base hits and continue to hit base hits for a couple of days, maybe 2, maybe 3, until I feel confident. And then I'll size back up to my normal position. Well, I did that and that's fine. But what I've noticed is this whole month, the biggest lesson I've learned is sizing up on every play is not what I should do. Maybe it's what you can do, but it's not what I should do. I talked to Nate Michaud just the other day. I think it was on yesterday, March 25th. He asked me how my month has been or how I've been doing trading. I said, it's been okay. I haven't really moved much because of what I've been experimenting with. And so I'm going to stick with the same size for next month because he knows I've been trying to slowly grow my account and slowly up my size every month. And he's just said one thing without knowing the exact reason why I said that. He just replied with, hey, just make sure you size up on only the A+ setups. Now, anyone can listen to that and take it in different ways. You can take it into a way where I have my 1R, right? But if I say A+, I should at least risk 2R on that. I used to think of it that way, and there's nothing wrong with that. But now the way I saw it yesterday, because of what I've been dealing with, is, you know what? Maybe not every position deserves my full 1R risk. Maybe some positions only deserve half R, maybe some a quarter, maybe some 2/3, maybe some 1.5 R. But using 1R on every single trade in the month of March or 1R plus or whatever can really mess up with my mindset. It really does. And it did, in fact, and it made it very difficult for me. But if I look at prior months, I wasn't thinking about, oh, I must get full size or I got to do this. I just thought about, is the trade working in my favor? Is the trade still valid? Is a chart telling me I should stay in this? And I would trade it based off that, not based off of how much size I have. And this makes me think about Tim Grittani, because when I was talking to Tim Grittani, and I'm, God willing, God bless, God's the only reason why I'm here. The only reason why I have these relationships with these gentlemen and ladies who've been on the show and women is the fact that, the big man upstairs has helped me with that. That's the only thing I can say to that. But what I want to let you know is when I talked to Tim Grittani, he also mentioned how he downsized when he was struggling. And so that stuck out with me whenever I hit my max loss. I'm like, you know what? You got to downsize a little bit. You got to work your way up. But the other thing that stood out is how he'll take his full size position on those opportunities that fit his setup to a T. And when he takes a position, he likes to take it in one bullet, and he'll just hold until the big picture is invalid. So he may give himself some extra room just in case. And that really stood out. And so I'm starting to learn how all of these traders are just kind of viewing how they trade is really specifically on what's comfortable for them. And so a new rule for me is what's comfortable for me is not every play deserves my full 1R. Not every play deserves me to even place a trade. I know that, but some plays now only deserve half R. Some plays deserve a full R, some 2R. If it's a picture perfect play, like, oh my goodness, I cannot miss this, I need to get in this, then I'm willing to risk maybe 3R on that play. Now, the chances of me willing to risk that is really low, but I'm just saying. And what I was my struggle with trading for the longest time, and I'm still working on it, is black and white. Like I used to always be like, it's one way or the highway. It's these rules and nothing else. It's this way of trading and nothing else. And if you've been with me long enough, as you guys know, I've been recording for, I think, almost 2 years now, Be the Trader, which is so wild. Then you know that I was very fixed, and now I'm getting more and more open-minded because I think it's the fact that I'm adapting. It's the fact that I'm interviewing tons of traders who are way better than me, and it's just helping me be more open-minded. Over time, it took a while, but it's helping. But that was my biggest struggle for the longest, and it's still sometimes there because the way I took the idea of sizing up meant on every position, I need to be this new size. But for me, that's not the case. And what I have found, if you've been watching me on YouTube Live, if you're like, what are you talking about? I've been streaming on YouTube Live. I think today is the 26th of March, and I've streamed probably like 16 or 18 times this month. And it's just random. So if you miss it, make sure you hit subscribe on the YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss it. I don't schedule it. I just do it because I just like to do it and have fun and give back to you guys. So make sure to check it out because I know a lot of people have been enjoying that, and some even enjoyed it so much that they hit that little join button on the YouTube channel and made a small pledge donation to the show, which is just a very small pledge donation to say thank you for creating the show. Thank you in supporting the show and so forth. So I appreciate all you guys and gals who support the show and take that extra step. And for those who don't want to do that, that's cool. Just share the show with a friend. That's all I ask. Just share it with a friend or subscribe or hit the like button. But a lot of people who've been watching me on stream, they have noticed, I think I just lost kind of track there, but they have basically noticed that I'll be in positions and I'll be comfortable when it goes against me. And that's because I'm trading it the way that fits my personality, that I have a bigger picture plan in mind, that I'm able to hold and withstand these kind of movements. But one thing that I will say is my black and white situation, like everyone would ask me on stream, that's where I was getting at. Everyone would ask me, why are you, why do traders say, here are the rules, don't break them, and yet they kind of break them? For instance, like support and resistance. Like for me, some people will see me long a position, risking $1, and I'm getting $1.10, and then it hits $1, maybe 99 cents, and I don't get out. That's because I'm building in flexibility. I might size in for 98 cents, 97 cents to give me a little bit of wiggle room, right? That's going to help me be a little bit more comfortable in the trade. And so it's not always black and white. Now, some trades, I will cut it as soon as it breaks $1 because some tickers have that kind of reaction, have that kind of personality. So you need to understand that some tickers are going to be very to a T, respect support and resistance every time. Respect trend lines, respect EMAs, respect VWAP. They're going to see some tickers who do that. But then you'll see some who don't really respect it at all. And they'll just be like, I don't care about support, but I'll break under 10 cents and then come back and recover and hold. And they have that personality. So you need to know what you're trading and treat it that way, right? If you know you're trading someone like these tickers are people, but if you know you're trading a stock that doesn't care at all about support and resistance and will break it at least 10 to 20 cents, no worries, and come back and recover, then you need to build that in your position. If you're trading stocks that respect it and when they break, they flush, then you need to make sure you might want to cut beforehand or right when it breaks or account for that. Like there's so many ways to trade. And that's what I'm trying to show you guys. Like my whole fixed mindset really hurt me at the beginning because it helped me in real life. It helped me in my career when I used to work at a 9-to-5 corporate job, which I have nothing against because that's how I got here. But like when I was working like that, it was one way to do things. It made me successful. Grind hard, work really hard, you get results. But trading's not like that. Trading's very flexible. It's very artsy. You got to be flexible. You got to be fluid. You got to be adapt. How many times have you seen people and said, man, I just had my worst month after my best month ever because the market's changed. I need to change with it. Like you hear that a lot. Markets are always changing. And I've been trading for now 4 years, and I've now finally started to really see how much they change. It changes so much. In 2020, the volume we had is way different than the volume in 2021, right? I know you know that, even if you're a new trader. So I want you to understand this. When you're trading, you need to evaluate that stock. You need to ask yourself, what kind of stock is this? Not, is it a biotech? Is it an electric vehicle company? But what kind of personality does this have? Is it very erratic? Does it squeeze all the time? Does it fake people out all the time? Does it respect levels? Does it not respect levels? Does it love VWAP? Does it not love it? Does it love EMAs? Understand that, and then you can adapt to that so that way you can adjust your plan. So that's something I want to really, really nail on, because a lot of people tend to be black and white just like me, and I have nothing against you because I was that exact same way. And by the way, you see the new merch? This is one my wife got me. It's custom. But what I will tell you is, I don't know if it's there yet, but on YouTube, on the channel, there should be a store button. If it's not there, it will be showing up soon or below the video. You'll see merchandise starting to come out. Finally, Be the Trader. We're making like clothes, hats. I'll be wearing them soon. Hopefully they come in very soon. Already ordered all mine. So if you want to support the show in that kind of way and wear some gear, maybe we'll meet up at a Be the Trader meetup one day. Maybe one day if COVID ever gets rid of it, if ever goes away. But that'll be cool. It'll be so fun. But anyway, I just want to let you guys know that. But I'm excited about that. All of y'all have helped me so much in growing the show. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Because the mission here. The mission is to be the trader that you want to be. Be the trader that people would love to share and talk about. Be the story that your family can share with their family and friends, or that your friends can share with others. And the way we're going to do that with the Be the Trader community is changing the trading community for the better, meaning giving back, doing things to help others rather than just to do them to make a buck. So as you know, with this show, I don't care if you make a service. I don't care if you create a chat room. That's cool. But if you can do something else as well, if you can give back and help others and just do it just to do it, I'd really appreciate that. That's my goal here, to help you do that. But I want to end with this. The next time you trade, let's say you're listening to this and your week is going or your week is going crap, or you're having a phenomenal week. I want you to ask yourself the question, am I too strict? Am I too strict on my rules? Now, I know this could be very controversy because people are going to be like, oh, you got to be strict on your rules. And I was that guy, so I get it. But what I mean is, are you so strict that you're missing opportunity? Are you so strict that you're hurting yourself? Really evaluate that. Do you find yourself missing tons of opportunity because you're so strict or only this one play? Maybe it's time to grow. But really ask yourself that. Because if I didn't ask myself that, then I'd still be the same trader I was in the beginning or the end of 2019, beginning of 2020. And all I did was just short gapping crabs. That's all I did. I just shorted anything that gapped up. I was short and had a statistical edge. And that works until it doesn't. It's very, I can't even pronounce it. It's very cyclical. Yeah, whatever. But you know what I mean. It just comes and goes. And when it's high, it's super hot though. But I know I'm talking to some traders who are trading only one type of way. And then they're like, man, it doesn't come out for a while. Maybe it's breakouts. Maybe it's breakdowns. Maybe it's overextension plays, which is, we've had abundance of, but sometimes they do go away. So just try to be a little flexible. And maybe don't change anything. Maybe don't change your trading setups. But when you're in a trade, be a little flexible with yourself if it requires it. If you're in a trade that that moves $1 every time it moves in a minute candle, like a Tesla moves moves $5 every minute, then account for that. Understand that and trade with that in mind. Again, guys, I appreciate you all. Thank you for watching the show. And please be sure to hit the subscribe, hit the like button. Or if you're listening on the podcast, just give the show a rating review and share with a friend or family or another trader. And again, thank you all for everything and welcome back. If you're just coming back and if you're new, welcome. And thank you for being here and take care.